Welcome to the Embrace Her Legacy podcast, the #1 personal development classroom for millennial women, hosted by Embrace Her Legacy founder and CEO, Maria I. Melendez. Ladies, get ready to evoke your feminine confidence and be inspired to master your relationship with yourself so you can fabulously live your legacy. If you enjoy this podcast, please make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to visit us at embraceherlegacy.com, where you can support our mission by making a donation of any amount or sign up to become part of our community of volunteers and supporters, the Embrace Her Legacy Collective. Our vision is for every woman and every girl to defeat her inner saboteur, master her relationship with self, and live out her legacy unapologetically. Enjoy the podcast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Embrace Her Legacy podcast, the #1 personal development classroom for millennial women of color. And today it is our season finale of fall 2021. I have such a special guest with me. This young woman has been alongside me for how long, Isis? I'm going to say since May of 2020. Yeah. She is our social media manager. She hails from the Bronx, New York. Shout out to BX. And she is such an amazing, not only intern, but she is our manager, our coordinator. I wouldn't be around without Isis. So Isis, Billy, introduce yourself to the people. Let people know where you are, a little bit more about you, what you do, all that jazz.
Hey everyone, I'm Isis. I've been with Embrace for over a year now. It's been a great ride. I love Maria, I love the team, and I love you all. So, firstly, I am an intern here. I'm a social media manager, so all that fun stuff on our pages, that I'm behind most of it. And I'm also a program coordinator for the Embrace Our Legacy Academy. I'm a college student, and I'm a teen girl. So, our demographic, I'm a part of it. So, I feel you. We're here.
Isis is definitely Gen Z, and I always have these conversations with her, and I'm like, what Gen Z know about that? But they impress me sometimes. I'm like, excuse me, Gen Z.
Maybe doing our research.
What'd you say?
We be doing our research.
Yeah, I'll be doing our research. Shout out to Gen Z. And one of the things that I love with the young women that come onto the team is I'm committed to hiring young, diverse talent and bring them on. And I love to serve as their mentors. And for those of you who don't know, online, I'm more like your inspirational homegirl that's, self-proclaimed. So what we wanted to do for this season finale of the podcast is really talk about the ups and downs of the holidays. Although it's the holiday season and it's joyous and festive and laughter and food and gratitude and drinks and eggnogs and coquitos and wherever you from, cremas, if you Asian, shout out to my Haitians out there. I know y'all drink that too. It can be a really challenging time for a lot of people. Like the holidays can be very triggering. This is a time of year where suicide rates and mental health, suicide rates skyrocket, mental health gets a decline. There's seasonal depression, and couple that with the fact that we're emerging from a pandemic. So this is a first holiday season for many people who there's going to be a missing, there's going to be an empty seat at the table. So although we want to laugh and have fun, we also want to just give some encouragement to those of you out there who this may not be the most, jolliest time of the year for you. And then for those of you who this is your favorite time of the year, we're going to talk to you too. So it's all about the ups and downs of the holidays. Because if anybody knows anything, life be out here lifing, okay? Life be out here lifing. It could even be your finances looking real shady. You like, all right, y'all about to get chapstick for Christmas, okay? So let's hopefully you find some joy, some laughter, some inspiration, some hope, and some encouragement after you listen to us talk about the ups and downs of the holidays. And normally y'all hear me interviewing, but this is my girl Isis. I'm throwing her the alley-oop. She's going to be interviewing me just to give you guys that inspirational homegirl vibe. So Isis, let's get this party started, right?
Okay. All right. So my first question is going to be a little bit lighthearted. What are some of your favorite things about the holiday season?
You know, all I thought was champagne. But all right, so I do, first and foremost, like I remember the reason for a season. Like, so for those of you who are listening, I am a believer. I subscribe to a Christian faith. So first is like, okay, I'm celebrating the birth of my savior, right? I have to always remind myself of that, because sometimes I know I could get caught up into, well, where am I going to be on Christmas Eve? And I come from a Latino household. So Christmas Eve is our Christmas. You know, anybody who comes from a Latin household, you know, Christmas Eve is like Christmas Day. We're like tired. We already opened the gifts. We're like sleeping all day because we started Christmas Eve. So that's me. First is like remembering the reason for the season, hanging out with my family on Christmas Eve, and just laughing and joking with them. Me and my family were all clowns. Like, I feel like we could literally be a funny reality show, like the jokes that we have. And also, like, to be honest, another thing is not only giving to people and making people smile, but taking a break. Like, since I've been a working adult from my college life on, from the music industry to now, and Isis, you know, this is something that we implement. We take a break. We collectively shut down the virtual doors to the Embrace Her Legacy office. And I love taking that time off to just like reflect, chill with my family, eat, drink, be merry, and definitely recognize the reason for the season. What about you, Isis? What are some of your favorite parts of the holiday season?
My favorite parts of the holiday season is the vibe. I feel like the world is just a little bit more jolly. I feel like we express gratitude more often. We're all a little bit nicer because you know, people in New York, we a little bit mean.
A
We a
lot
little
of
bit
it.
mean.
We a lot of it name.
Right. So I feel like everybody's a little bit more nicer and we're just a lot more understanding. And I agree with you. I feel like sometimes we lose sight, like, you know, that's when our Lord and Savior was born. So, you know, let's
Right.
remember that. So I'm definitely going to tap more into that. And my other favorite things are the movies, putting on the PJs, baking cookies, and just having a nice sentimental time with my family. I feel like I work so much or I do so much homework or just school and I forget to enjoy time with them. So I feel like the holidays we really get into family time and that's really fun. So that's my
Oh
favorite.
my God, Isis, you just mentioned my most favorite part of the holiday season are the holiday movies. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, me and my homegirls talk about the Hallmark Channel, between the Hallmark Channel and Lifetime. And another thing that I'm liking now that I'm seeing these last 2 years is a lot more diverse, in Black female led holiday stories, you know. And I love BET, VH1. I just saw one on VH1 that was cute, with Carrie Hilson, Neo, MC Light,
That's
Redman. It was
crazy.
called Hip Hop Family Christmas or something. My favorite one, oh gosh, on Lifetime, the one with Kelly Rowland, Merry Little Christmas, Christmas Wedding, Christmas Baby, Hallmark Channel. I feel like the representation I'm seeing of Black women leading these stories, you know, jolly, sentimental holiday stories. I'm here for it. Like, me and my girlfriends talk about that all the time. Like, girl, I'm about to cuddle up and watch these holiday movies. And it's like everyone kind of has the same story. Like, but it's just like you love it anyway. So yes, that's my favorite part of the holiday season are the holiday movies. Yep.
Yes. So my next question to follow up on that is what's your least favorite part of the holidays?
Um, you know, feeling that pressure sometimes to get people gifts, like, and you know, good and well. Um, it's probably not best in your budget. Sometimes like I don't like that feeling. Like sometimes, when I give someone a gift, I'm not expecting anything in return, right? Maybe just one person in my life. I'm like, if I, there's that one person, I'm like, we exchange gifts. But besides him, like, I don't like that pressure of like feeling like you got to give people gifts sometimes just because they gave you a gift. Yeah, that's what I don't really be. And then, oh God, you know what I hate about the holiday season? Again, we in New York. You like, and I used to work in around Rockefeller Center. So I used to, I know this sounds real grinchy, but I used to hate how crowded it would be. I'm like, why is there so many people outside?
So many people near that tree. So many.
I used to just hate, and Saks Fifth Avenue, they have their annual display that they do, and it's really cool. So I just used to hate being over there. I used to just be like, gosh, why is it so crowded? That's the other thing I don't like about the holiday season. Sometimes like it just be like the line at a store. It's just like, really, Marshalls, really, TJ Maxx, why are there 100 people on this line? So that's the part. What about you?
I think my least favorite part of the holidays, I agree with you for sure, is the entitlement to a gift or just feeling like you have to get something super expensive. Like there's some
Mm-hmm.
people, no tea, no shade, but there's some people like in the circle, they're like, oh yeah, I better have my gift or it better be real nice and expensive. It's like, do you know your budget? Do you know how much they bringing in? And you're talking about, oh, I have to make sure that the gift is so nice. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that entitlement because it's like, girl, like, not me. I'm not getting you a Birkin, but maybe somebody else will. So I don't know. You gonna get this candle, then you're gonna like this candle.
Like, girl, like I said, you gonna get this chapstick.
So I feel like being respectful of like budgets and just financial hardships is something that people are not doing around the holidays, and I feel like we definitely should. So that's my least favorite part.
Yeah. And I think too, like you said, the entitlement for it to be a big gift. Like that, if somebody gets, like, the fact that someone gives you a gift first and foremost, excuse me, be grateful, like, girl, like you said, you not getting a Birkin from me, not this year. Like, I
Maybe
don't
not
know.
next year either, but
I said maybe not next year either. Okay. You're funny. You are funny.
thank you. So my next question, this is a juicy question. A lot of people on Instagram are like, "Oh, we want to hear about this."
Mhm.
I'm going to meet my partner's parents for the first time. What are some tips?
Ooh, child. Ooh. Okay, going to your partner's family, first and foremost, you got to be yourself. Start right there. Don't try to be somebody you not. You understand? And respect the chain of authority. If you go into his mama's house, that's his mama's house, right? Don't go talking about how you can make a better sweet potato pie than his mama's sweet potato pie. So respect the elders of the home, so that first be yourself, respect the house that you're going into, leave all that, like, okay, leave all that like ratchet outside stuff, leave that outside. You're going into somebody's house. Like, don't be cursing in people's houses, don't be getting drunk in people's houses. Like, you know understand that you are going to get talked about when you leave. Because I know when my brothers and my family, and they bring up, I'm like, who that? I like her. Da, da, da. Another thing, don't show up to nobody's house empty handed. I'm going to say it again. Don't show up to nobody's house empty handed. I don't care if you got to go get a $10 bottle of Moscato. I don't care if you got to bake some cupcakes yourself. Do not show up to anybody's house empty-handed. You look crazy, right? But at the same time, don't feel the pressure to get everyone in the house a gift either, right? But show up. And if let's say your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, their family, they really like Riesling. bring some Riesling. Like, do some investigative research before you get there. Like, hey, what does your mom really like to drink? What does your dad like to drink? Or what do they like to eat? If you find out they really love red velvet cake, go get you some red velvet cake. Like, put some effort when you get there. Don't be like shy. Be yourself. Like, they're going to ask you questions. Don't take it personally. You might get interviewed. Just be yourself. People just want to know that their loved one is in special hands. So they might ask you some questions and stuff. Don't take none of that personally. Don't be shady. Be joyous. If you see that mom's is struggling in the kitchen, go help her. Like, like you see she's trying to offer to say, hey, maybe I could take the garbage out. Just be a helping hand, and be respectable, honor them. Don't show up empty-handed. Be yourself. Don't be nervous. Don't be on your phone the whole time, because that's disrespectful. The old school people looking at you like, how's she on her phone the whole time she here? Mm-hmm. So, okay, don't do any of that, and just be present, be in the moment. Don't be posting everything for the gram. Another thing, like, that might be something like, leave that intimate moment of you first meeting your family. I don't think that it's appropriate to be posting, that just yet. Like, take the pictures, post it later maybe, but make sure that you're present. And that, because let me tell you, they gonna talk about you after you leave. I do it. You know how we are. You know how we are with our families. They bring that person around for the first time. We checking them. We like, and did you see? That's just what we do. But yeah, that's normal. You just want to make, because a first impression is a lasting impression, and they're gonna remember that. And then also, like, just look at the family dynamics. Be aware of that. That's something I've done. Like, I'm like, okay, let me look at who's who in the family, and all right, that person is important, or pay attention to things like that. And don't be afraid to serve your man's plate. Don't be afraid to serve your man's plate. Okay. All right. That's my old school. What do you think? What do you think, Isis? Have you ever been there? Have you ever been scared to like meet somebody's family for the first time during the holidays?
I actually had to go through that. Is it 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. Oh, like a year and a half ago. And I was so scared. But the advice that I could give to anybody, I guess more Gen Z, be yourself, like you said, because you're getting introduced to the parents because they like you that much, and because they think so highly of you, like they want you around their family, because people just don't bring anybody around their family nowadays,
Amen.
So I think just be respectful, turn the charm up, like you said. Like if there's some dishes in the sink, like, oh, do you want me to wash those? Oh, would serve your man's plate. That definitely goes a long way, because his mom doesn't want to have to serve it. He doesn't want to have to get up and serve it, I'm sure. So, like, that's the family thing, like, oh, she's taking care of him, like, oh, okay. And I feel like you can't really prepare for what you're gonna walk into, because you really might not know the family. So you just have to go in and be yourself, and just hope that they like you, because me, there's gonna be a little bit of bonchinche after you leave. You're like, I don't know what she wearing, or like, she was okay. But I feel like a very important part, and a lot of people don't talk about this, you have to be prepared for the fact that you might not like their family.
Oh, that's good, Isis.
Because when we're dabbling into meeting the family, we never talk about the fact that they might not warm up to you the first time, or you might not like the way that they do things, or it might be different from the way your family does things. You might leave thinking like, man, like I don't know how I feel about them yet. So make the first time a good impression, and go in there with a clear mind, because hey, maybe you won't like them that first time, or maybe they didn't warm up to you then, but try it again and see how you like them. Or maybe that would be your lesson, so you'll know how to maneuver them the next time you're around them. So go with a clear mind, be yourself, wear a cute outfit, and then just play it by ear. That's my advice.
And the outfit be mindful of the outfit you choose. I remember the first time I met my man's family, it wasn't around the holidays, but I was very particular about the outfit. It was, I had a summertime dress on and I didn't wear anything tight because it's like, I'm coming around your family. I don't need to wear, my
Fashion
cutoff.
Nova and all that.
Right. I could do Fashion Over, but it's cute. And even for the holidays, there were certain because I had on like a crop top and you could see my shoulders, I didn't wear my big hoop earrings because I didn't want to look I already got long hair, blonde hair, long nails. I got a little swag. I was like, nah. And if I would have listened to him, I would have wore the hoops. I was like, you don't know. I was like, the studs are more conservative, right? So it's like people, they're going to pay attention. So even wear something nice, but wear something that's like, they're not going to talk to you like, girl, you saw her come up in here with,
Like, all this out and
right. Like,
there is always safe, a nice little sweater.
Mm-hmm. Be covered up, but still be cute and stylish and fabulous. I'm still gonna represent because I'm still fabulous everywhere I go, honey. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, there's a time and a place. I'm not gonna wear something sexy around, my man's family. That's just not gonna. It's not appropriate. It's the holidays. We ain't going to the club. We not on vacation. We not on the beach.
Hot cocoa.
Girl. So that's something. And to say that, it's so funny. And maybe somebody needs to hear this. I'm going to share something. And I don't know because it's COVID. I don't know if companies are still doing it. But girl, let me tell you about the tragedy of a dress I wore to my first company holiday party when I was working at Atlantic Records back in 2008. I had this, again, because nobody's teaching me this stuff. I had this dress with my back out, and it just, looking back, it was not the move, right? But I didn't know that. So even as people, if you're young and you're going to maybe your first company holiday party or your first company holiday dinner, just because it says holiday party doesn't mean wear the dress with your back out. I like I said, I'll text you pictures of that so you can see, Isis, and you can see like, girl, what was you thinking? But nobody told me. So always be mindful of the environment that you are in so that you're making a good impression, right? And people can say, all right, she looks nice. But yeah, girl, it was a tragedy, that dress I wore. And I'm pretty sure the coworkers and stuff was talking about me, but I was 22, 23. Nobody told me any better. So now y'all out there listening, y'all can learn better.
You said something and I want to dabble into that. You were like, oh, like, don't dress like you about to go on to the beach. And my next question would be, have you ever traveled during the holidays? And how do you feel about being on the beach instead of being with your family?
I'd take it. I'll do it in a heartbeat. I have traveled during the holidays before. And it's weird, maybe because we're from New York and it's cold. So when you outside and you like, it's summertime outside, when I've traveled. And in that experience, I was traveling with an ex-boyfriend of mine, and it was a new experience. It was really good, and it was fun. Like, we were literally having so much fun because we were in Florida, and it was just like, this is amazing. So I suggested, I wanted to bring that back this year, but I'm going to focus on some other things that I want to do with my money. But I think everybody should experience one holiday season on a beach. Like, it changes your whole, it gives you such a level of refreshing, and you're like, oh my God, this feels so good. You take the break, you get to pause. I love it. And that's something that I actually want to start as a holiday tradition of mine, to travel, to leave like the day after Christmas or Christmas Day and not come back until after the New Year. Would you like to travel for the holidays?
I have never traveled. Ooh, not my phone.
It's okay. We home, people. We home.
I'm gonna turn it off so I can keep talking. Anyways, since I was
Mhm.
rudely interrupted,
That's okay.
I have never traveled for Christmas only because my family, they always pile into my grandma's house. Her house is like pretty big, so everybody just comes on in, and I've never done it. I don't see myself going on vacation for the holidays yet.
Uh-huh.
Only because I really do enjoy being with my family, like in the homey, pajamas, all that stuff. But maybe when I have my own place, like my own home, I might celebrate in my own house and like not visit the family, or maybe I'll have them come to my space. But I don't know. I just love like coming to my grandma's house, seeing all the family. Like it's really a fun time. But you never know. I think maybe like with my spouse, I would go, like have a Christmas or like a holiday season on the beach, or maybe I can tell my family like, hey, like let's run a beach house or let's go on
Mhm.
vacation and open gifts on the beach. So I think that I'm open to it. I just have never done it.
Uh-huh. And then the vacation doesn't necessarily have to be a beach either. Like sometimes it could just be like a winter home. Like I wouldn't mind doing like a Aspen for the holidays and like being
Right?
well, I ain't skiing, honey, because I've tried skiing and I said I ain't never doing it again. I said that's not me, but I wouldn't mind doing like being on the slopes, being, in a nice like a winter home getaway, still
Mhm.
comfy by the fire, by the that's like the fire. That's what to say fire escape, but chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Okay.
So my next question is, so the holiday season, you're gonna have to be around your family. There might be a few toxic family members, and that could be a little bit challenging. So, how do you communicate with those toxic family members when they come around this year?
How do I communicate with those toxic girl? First and foremost, boundaries. Like, I think first communicating with toxic family members is all about boundaries and also understanding there are certain family members that you can't communicate with. Like, they not gonna get it. And I think before you walk into a situation, manage your expectations of your family. Like there's certain people in my family that I'm like, no matter how what I say it, no matter how therapized, like I could have Jesus himself say it, and they still not gonna say it. They're still not gonna get it, and it's still gonna get a certain response, right? So manage your expectations, right? Try to have a positive attitude and see the best in everybody. Set your boundaries, right? And also what's realistic. Like no, my therapist has said that, like, what can you realistically expect from that person, and then plan your response. Plan like, all right, this person, I know they're going to do this, I know they're going to do that, or they may have a tendency to do this. How even though they may be acting like that, how am I going to respond? um yeah. That, and it's something that we all deal with. But an even thing, when you're coming around your family, you don't got to be around them long. If you know that they're triggering, put a time limit. Say, listen, I'm only gonna be here for 2 hours and I'm out. So that's what I would say.
After them 2 hours, I'm leaving. So,
I'm out here.
for me, I say when it comes to family members you're not fond of, or just ones that are a little bit too much for you, you have to take them in doses and like take them with a grain of salt. I know for myself, like I'll bounce around. Like I do the bounce around method. Like if there's all my family are piling in, I'm like, oh hey, like yeah, school is good. Like I'm doing good in classes, and I'm going to the next person. Oh yeah, I'm 20 now. Like yeah, my birthday was in August. And you just do the little bounce around around
Mm-mm.
and then on to the next. And then after that, after everyone feels like, oh, they had enough ice this time, like, oh, like she greeted me home. Then I'll go back to my safe zone. Like my cousins that I'm really close with, I'll go back to my mom or my grandma. And now everybody's vibing, everybody's having a good time. And
Mm-hmm.
once I'm feeling like that, I leave no room for negativity because I interact with everybody. But once, people get a little drink in them, or people start talking about stuff that happened in the past, and it's like, ooh, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm quick to go. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the room, or I'm gonna go play with the kids. I'm gonna do something
Mm-hmm.
else because that's just not for me. I do the little bounce around method, and then after that, Once I start hearing things I don't like, then I'm just like, all right, I'm out.
Yep.
So don't be afraid to say, I'm gone. Bye.
I'm
Like,
leaving. I am leaving, right? And like you said, sometimes you're in the same house with them. So yeah, you can go to the other room, you can play with the kids. One thing that Akira, which is she was on the episode before this, she said, yo, humor. Sometimes you just gotta like laugh it off and not like in a like, yo, this is just funny. Like y'all are crazy. Like, like yo, I'm not even gonna let it, I'm not even gonna let like don't my thing too is like don't let people have that much power over you, right? Don't let them steal your Christmas Eve or your Christmas dinner. Like, like don't let them steal that macaroni. Like, you waited all year to have your grandmother's sweet potato pie. Like, don't let them
and now you
steal.
sitting there upset while you eating it. Like, come on.
Right. Ain't nobody you ain't gonna steal my Christmas dinner. No, you not. So it's just like be mindful of that. Like don't let them have that much power. And like you said, Isis, walk away. And if you don't live with them, and if you have that gracious blessing, you can literally be like, all right, I'm calling my
Like, bye, have a
Uber.
nice day, y'all.
There you go. All right.
So, like, when you're with those family members, and like you said, like it's getting a little bit too much, like you're already therapized, like you did your portion. How do you protect your healing when you're dealing with loved ones that are a little bit toxic or triggering?
Again, don't let them steal it. Two, boundaries. How long you want to stay around. Two, also give them grace. Hurt people, and they don't even know that they're hurting. They don't even know that they're toxic. They don't know, right? So it's like they're operating out of their own hurt, their own wounds, their own toxicity, their own stuff. So I would just say for that, yeah, give them grace. Give them the grace that they need to. Sometimes you just got to give people grace. Like, stop. I was talking to someone recently and I was like, yo, your parents and your loved ones do the best that they could. And they're carrying generational trauma as well. And they haven't dealt with their own stuff. So don't let the war that's going on inside of them affect you in the healing that you've done. Have grace for them, boundaries, leave, walk away. Um yeah, and when it's time for healing, it'll be time. It's just not at Christmas. It may not be at Christmas dinner this year. So
That's good. I feel like we should leave the holidays for like the fun time, the jolly time. Like maybe we shouldn't be dabbling into stuff like that. Like
yeah.
that's more important. Let's focus for the new year for that
Yeah.
stuff.
Let's make that the 2022 goal to get some healing in this family. But right now, let's just eat this turkey, this mac and cheese, drink this eggnog and call it a Merry Christmas. Mhm.
Right. I agree. So to dabble into the healing portion, like how do I feel jolly during the holidays when I'm mentally not okay?
Oh, girl. Ooh. I would say first and foremost, acknowledge and accept that you're not okay. Like, we don't need to be out here fronting like we jolly and we not, right? Especially if life has been life in for you and you've had, whether it's financial hardships, you losing loved ones, seasonal depression, you just in a funk, whatever. Maybe you just went through a breakup, whatever. Like, you're not in a holly jolly season. That's okay. Um, I would definitely first embrace it, like admit it, be honest. Two, if you have access to some sort of therapist, someone to talk to, speak to that person, whether it's a therapist, whether you can confide in a loved one, let them know what you're going through. And I remember having that time a couple of years ago, just not being in a good mood. And I did something that I regret. I shied away from my family. And I shouldn't have done that. I think that most of us don't know how much we are really loved. And so sometimes you may not be feeling jolly, but your loved ones can love on you. Like, I know my nieces, them girls remind me that I'm loved. You know, I could have a messed up day and they'll just be like, an auntie and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you know what? So sometimes like just forcing yourself to come out that funk and getting around people that you love, you can walk away feeling a lot better. Even though you walked in there with the funk, you can walk out, you know, feeling better. And if you do have a funk, try not to funk up everybody else. Like, you understand? Like, don't bring that grinchy, don't, I'm not saying fake the front, acknowledge how you feel, right? I can say, you know what, I'm not feeling too hot, but I'm not gonna impose my funk on my loved ones. I'ma still be here, be present, you know, talk, smile, laugh when I can. And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bring that, I'm not gonna dump that on them. So that's another thing too. Just be mindful of how you're feeling. And sometimes it's like, you know what, I am in a funk and I know if I come around people, I'm gonna be funky. So I'm gonna just stay home. That's cool too, right? To each his own. But just it's okay to stay, it's okay to feel how you feel. Just try not to stay there. I know it's easier said than done, but sometimes you have to be disciplined and force yourself out of a funk because it may last a lot longer. And it could just be like something that, you know, if you get out there and do the work and get out some loved ones, do some healing, you'll feel better. What about you? What you think?
Um, this is for anybody that's out there struggling mentally and like is dreading this holiday season. I feel like everybody out there needs to understand that you're not alone. There are so many people out there that feel the exact same way that you do, that they're not okay. They're gonna be alone potentially, and they're probably gonna be upset. But I'm here to tell you it is okay to cry on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna be eating your sweet potato pie or drinking your hot cocoa with a little bit of tear coming down your face, it's okay. Because I feel like the holiday season, we're supposed to be jolly, we're supposed to be merry, and that's not the case for everybody. So it's like it's okay to cry. If you're struggling, do things that make you feel good, no matter how big or small. Treat yourself this year. I feel like a lot of us do not buy ourselves gifts. So I think if you're struggling mentally and you need like a little pick me up, do something nice for yourself. Go get a massage, go get your hair done, go buy that bag you wanted. Worry about your finances and budget, but still take care of yourself and stop neglecting your own needs. Like if you know you need something, or if you know like, my hair needs to get done. It's been, in this bun for a few days now or a few weeks now. Go treat yourself and visit a friend. Or if you are going to be alone, or if you're mentally not okay, go see some family that make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Just do things that make you feel jolly when you're not feeling jolly.
You know what helped me too when I'm down? Doing something nice for somebody else. That can really change your spirit. Like, especially someone else who's doing worse that you know is they got it worse than you. Even if it's calling a friend, like even if it's someone the other day, I gave someone a gift and she didn't expect it coming and it poured more into me so than to her. So it's just like find someone you can be a blessing to and like kind of like get out of your own funk and you be like, wow, there's a lot of other people out here. So I know on Christmas Day there's a lot of opportunities to serve your community, whether it's at a soup kitchen. Like a lot of people are hurting, so maybe if you got the money, maybe you could cash app somebody, your friend, $50, like something. Just I think that really it does something for your spirit when you give to someone else who may be struggling.
Oh, that's so nice. I feel like giving somebody a gift and they're unexpected, they're like, oh my gosh, so you were thinking about me? Like that really makes the heart warm.
Yep, yep. And it doesn't even have to be nothing crazy. Like it could be like the lady that is selling her empanadas to pay for her kids' tuition. You understand? It could be something simple as that. Like it don't gotta be anything extravagant. It could be just something small. The girl that does your nails and she really likes candles. Get her a candle. Like, just do something nice for somebody else. And that'll help. I'm 100% sure that that'll lift up your spirits.
Mhm. So my next question is, what words of encouragement do you give to someone who's dealing with their first holiday without a loved one?
Jesus. Isis, to what you said, you're not alone. These last couple weeks, I've heard so many people who are, passing away. I know Nick Cannon just lost his son, 5 months old. Like, the whole world, no, like, it seems like there's a lot of people are losing loved ones. So one, you're not alone. Two, um, I would seek some grief counseling, specifically grief counseling, what does that feel like? Because my pastor who lost, and please keep him in your praise, because he's one of the people, he just lost his second son. So my pastor lost his son back in 2016, and then he lost another son in October. And he said something. He said, that first year is so hard because it's the first holiday season without that person. It's the first birthday without that person. It's the first, so the firsts are really difficult. So if they are, that's normal, and give yourself grace. Like, if you crying because that person's not at that dinner, if you're crying because they didn't send you their normal happy Thanksgiving text, whatever, like, that's normal and it's hard. My heart goes out to you. You're not alone. Let yourself feel it. Surround yourself around the people you do have around you. And then also see it as, try to see, like, think of the times that y'all did have, the good times that y'all did have together. Like, wow. And live out their memory. Like, remember that time when, so, they did this, and like, honor them and uplift them, and like, try to remember the good times with them, and laugh and think about their jokes, and think about those times, and keep those in your heart, and keep that at that, at that family table around, like, keep them there, keep their spirit there, like, that, let their spirit live on through you. That's what I would do. Anything you would do, Isis, share with someone?
I've actually had to experience that before. My grandpa passed away in 2014. God bless him.
Mhm.
And that was my best friend. Everybody adored that man. Like, he was like the backbone of the family. Like, he kept it on going. So like when he passed, it was in April, and then Christmas was right around the corner. So it was very weird for everybody to like give out gifts, and you're not giving him a gift, or he's not giving you a gift. Like, it was just a weird time. But I feel like what my family did, we knew that he liked certain things, so we incorporated that into our Christmas. So I feel like anybody out there, if you know a certain loved one like to do a certain tradition, or if they like to eat a certain food, make sure that you're incorporating into the holiday. For example, he loved himself a gyro. Don't know why,
Really?
but he loved himself a gyro. So usually we'll have like a whole big Christmas dinner, but that night we literally got gyros, and it was good. It was a good time. He loved this certain Christmas album. I forgot who it's from, an older R&B artist.
Mm.
Love that album. We was playing the album, we was vibing, just talking, and we knew he wasn't there physically, but we felt him there only
Aw.
because like we incorporated what he liked. So just doing things that remind you of that person, and don't make it a bad thing. Don't make it a sad thing. Make it a happy thing. Like, oh, they would have loved to be here. They would have loved to do this. So let's make sure that we're incorporating it. So that's my advice for anybody that loves.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Good. I love that. Love that.
Okay, so in the holiday season, yes, we do lose loved ones, and that's very hard. But not only that, a lot of us are having financial hardships during the holidays. So what advice do you give to someone dealing with that during the holiday season?
I know this one is hard for a lot of us. Ask for help if you need it. Like, if you need help, don't be afraid to ask. Like, I know a lot of us have been taught to be the strong Black woman, that we don't need any, and that's toxic in itself, because we can't be out here acting like we never need anyone, and we're ashamed or bring shame to ask for help. God did not create us to do this thing called life alone, right? And it takes a village to do anything, whether it's to raise a child, just to life, okay? You need people around you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, if you having financial hardship and you need money for your groceries, or maybe even to get your kids a little something, I'm talking to those of you who may be a little older, ask for help. People are more than willing to help you, but sometimes our pride won't let you ask for help. And even if you have to, maybe for your family, go to the local pantry. They're always giving out, whether it's turkeys, food, things like that. Don't be afraid to receive the help, first and foremost, right? So I would say be open to receive the help, ask the help. And you know what, maybe if this is the year where you can't get everybody gifts, maybe I start a dope Christmas tradition. Like, maybe this is the year y'all all make the empanadas together. Maybe this is the year y'all bake the cookies together. Maybe this is the year that you give a gift that isn't fine. There's no finances in it, and you make memories. Like, to be honest, like, the holidays are more about the memories. I don't remember the gifts I got, but I remember the laughs and the jokes and the things that me and my family did. I remember that. I remember the food we ate more than I remember the gift that I was given. So I would say that be grateful too for what you do have, because you may be having financial hardship, but you got your health. You can walk, sleep, eat, breathe, talk on your own. There's somebody who would love to have that. So stay grateful, and, like, honestly, don't be afraid to hustle either. I remember one holiday season, I started selling my empanadas to make money, and you better believe that them orders was coming in. Like, so get creative too on, like, what you could do, like what you can sell. Girl, you can bake some cupcakes, sell them things. You got some empanadas, sell them things. That coquito recipe, sell it. Like, make your money, make your money how you need to make your money too. So what would you say?
I agree with you. Definitely hustle. Or if you have a job, take another shift, pick up another shift, do a little
Mhm.
overtime. It depends. If I'm talking to adults out there that have to get gifts for their kids, a lot of community centers will give out little stockings or will give out a toy for free. So don't be afraid to go hit up them local food pantries or them community centers, because they're there to serve. So
Mhm.
make sure that you're, harping on that if you can. I feel like if it's coming down to the point where you can't get gifts for everybody in your family, that's okay. And I feel like it's okay to say, hey, my pockets are not feeling it this year. That
Mhm.
I might not be able to get you guys all gifts, but hey, I'll definitely come and still enjoy time with you guys. And that's
Mhm.
okay, because like I said before, a lot of people feel so entitled to a gift, but you don't know the reality of anybody's budget. You don't know what anybody has
Yep.
going on. So I think you should be comfortable enough to say, hey, it's not happening this year, but I'm going to try to make sure that it can happen next year. So just being confident and okay with saying that. And like you said, like, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you really do want to get gifts for certain people or for your kids, maybe ask, and you never know. I feel like the answer will always be no until you ask, because then that gives you the opportunity to hear a yes. So that's very important. And definitely, instead of buying gifts for everyone, when my family did last year, we did Secret Santa. So you ended up only having to
You.
buy a gift for one person. So, like,
Mm.
that definitely helps your pockets out. So there's definitely methods to dealing with those financial hardships. But if all in all you just can't do it, it's okay. Better luck next time. It is all right.
I have had those years. I was like, y'all not getting no ones, and but I showed up. I
And
showed up.
that's
I
different.
showed up with, I think, 2 bottles of wine. I think I even, again, I remember I brought my nail polish, and I, like, did my niece's nails. They were ecstatic for that, for painting nails. It's just like, again, and I'm pretty sure they remember that over the gift cards and stuff that I've given them over the years. I remember one time Titi came and she was doing our nails. Like, you understand? So that's what it's about. Making that focus on the reason for the season. Yeah.
So, what are some good gift giving tips
Stay
for
on a
the
budget. First and foremost, get you a budget, honey. Like, and I'm talking to myself because I'm like, let me tell you what we about to do. Okay. I'm about to take my behind the target and I'm gonna be like, do y'all getting this? You getting this? Be on a budget, but also don't give like those cheap gifts that ain't nobody gonna use. Like, nobody's gonna use those socks. Like, nobody's gonna use that like, people can tell when something's cheap. So if you are gonna go the affordable route, make sure that it's something that you would actually want to receive, right? Think about what those people would like. Like, don't give the gift like, I hate, yo, Isis, I cannot stand when people give me them stupid socks. Like, don't give me
I'm
nothing.
never wearing those.
Like,
I'm
I
never
don't
wearing those.
exactly. It's like, I am never wearing these socks. I'm never wearing these pajamas. Like, I like to sleep fabulously, so I don't wear flannel pajamas to sleep. So you understand? But if you give me a cute pajama set from Fashion Nova, I'm here for it, right? But
Right.
it's like, don't give me that stuff. I feel like it's like, it's a waste of time. So like, yeah, don't give people cheap gifts that you know they're not going to use just to get them a gift. Think about that. Perfect example. I was with my cousin and I mentioned like her phone stand because you and I do IG lives, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, your phone stand is cute. That'd be good for my IG live." She was like, "Check. There go your Christmas gift, $5." I said, "I said, but she was right. She literally heard what I said, and she said, "All right, boom, that's your Christmas gift." And I said, "Okay, good." And then she said it was $5, and I'm gonna love that gift because I'm like, oh yes,
You're
I can
gonna
see my,
use that gift.
yes, I'm going to use it. It's gonna be part of something, my work. So I feel like, listen to what people say. You understand? Think about what they would like, like, think about them, stay on a budget. If it is going to be the cheap route, make sure it doesn't feel or look cheap. And yeah, like, you understand, like, be courteous and kind with what you're giving. What
Mhm.
about you?
I love buying gifts. If you don't know this about me, now you know I love buying gifts. I'm the type of person in October, I'm already thinking about what everybody's getting. So because I'm a listener, so if we're talking and you're like, yeah, because I want this, or I'm thinking about this, or I'm starting this new hobby, I might get you something that'll help you with that new hobby. Or if you
Mhm.
mention that you want this certain like jacket or you want this certain shirt, like it'll probably be under the tree. So I feel like just making sure that you listen because somebody might say a small something. They might say, "Oh, I need this for my work, or I need this for my IG lives," and you're like, "Oh, I can go get
Mhm.
that from Five Below. I can go get that
Mhm.
from Target." So just being a good listener and listening to what people like, or if you know that your sister is a makeup artist, or that you know that your mom is trying to get into baking, help them out. Like if you know somebody's trying to start a hobby, be a part of that hobby. So I feel like that would be a good gift. But gift no-nos for me are things that you won't find use in. So the socks, I'm not wearing those.
Nah,
I'm
I hate
not. I'm
those
not gonna wear
socks.
those. Or like
Mhm.
I don't wear makeup every day, so like getting me a Sephora gift card might not be the best gift
Oh,
for me, but it might be a
okay.
good gift for someone else.
I'd
So
take it. I would be so happy with a Sephora gift card. Okay, see? Uh-huh.
I'll take it. Maybe I'll get some skincare, but like I know that I don't find myself being in there that often, so maybe that would be good for someone else. Or another gift no-no would be get picking out something for somebody that they would have to pick out for themselves. So
Mhm.
like clothing or perfume. Maybe you don't know what their scent is. So
Right.
stuff like that. Maybe it would be best to just get a gift card or go a different route. And
Mhm.
then my last gift no would be gifts that are insensitive to what they have going on in their life. So let's say they're like trying to recover from an alcohol problem. Maybe
Mhm.
you shouldn't be giving them champagne as their gift.
Right.
So just
Mhm.
making sure you're being courteous and sensitive to what they have going on as well. But overall, just make sure that there's heart and meaning behind every gift
Mhm.
that you are giving, and that'll go a long way. And I'm sure they'll love it. So that's my advice.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love it. I love the gifts that I get that are things that I want, but I don't want to spend money on.
Hmm.
Like someone bought me earpods, and I was so happy when he bought me those earpods because I was like, "Thank God!" Because I don't want to put out AirPods. I was like, I really need AirPods. I don't want to pay for it, So like for me, like anybody thinking to get me gifts, like little things like that, or like a book. I know there's some books I need to get for these investment classes that I'm taking. I'm like, oh, I don't feel like paying. There's like $15, like I also try to think like that, like, dang, what do they need that I know they don't want to spend money for? Like, I
Hmm.
remember when last year, my cousin, she talked about these laundry things that something for her laundry that she needed, and I went and got them. She was so happy, like she was like, "Oh my god, when I wash my clothes, it smells so good, but I don't always want to spend money on it." So I went and got that. So things like that. Think about things that are like just bring a little smile to somebody's face.
I love that. Stop. That is so cute. So my next question, this is a juicy one, y'all.
Ooh,
Should I give presents to the family that I don't like?
no. I know, like, no, again, it goes back to what we said at the beginning, that spirit of entitlement. Like, no. Like, I don't think, like, come on now. We gotta stay focused on a gift that keeps on giving. Sometimes I know you want to keep the peace in the family. If it's something that if you don't do it and you know it's gonna cause drama, do something, but don't overboard. Do something small. Like, you know what? Let me just get them a journal, a candle, or something, something small. But again, I don't want anybody to feel pressure. I feel like a gift is something you give to people that you love because you want to express your appreciation to that person. And why would I give someone a gift who I don't like all the other 364 days of the year? So why would I do that? I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feel like you have to because it's gonna bring drama, then let it be small. But sometimes we can't feed into people's like toxicity. So it's like, girl,
You don't get awarded for toxicity.
right, exactly. So it's like, girl, like, why? Why do that? Like, why make it worse? And when they ask what they don't get, why they didn't get anything, it's like, well, maybe we need to have that sit down in New Year's.
Yeah, let's have a talk.
Maybe we need to have a talk about why you didn't get a gift. Like, again, people don't even know that they're toxic sometimes. Like, sometimes we really think people know, and I'm like, no. A lot of times they don't. A lot of times they think that this is they have normalized their and I don't want to use that word toxic because that word is used a little too much. They have normalized their unhealthy patterns of behavior.
Mhm.
Like, it's like,
That's their norm, and that's the way that they're stuck in, and they think that's
yeah,
fine. It's like,
yeah.
newsflash, that's a little bit of trauma.
Okay. All right. So, girl, like, no, I say no. Would you give a gift to somebody that you don't like?
So I was just talking about this with my homegirl because she's in the same situation.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I've been there. I've done it once before, but it backfires because you get them that one gift and then they're like, where's my gift next year? Where's my gift next
Mhm.
year? And it's just like, ooh, I was doing that because I was being nice. I don't know. So, but for me, I told her that that would be up to you. I
Mhm.
say if it feels right in a sense, or
Mhm.
you can do it. But I think also a lot of us feel like we have to because we're afraid of what the family's going to say. So I
Mhm.
feel like you're an adult, you work hard for that money, regardless of what people have to say. If you don't want to get that gift, you don't get that gift. You the one that goes to work and you clock in, or you the one in that small business, or you're doing whatever you're doing. So if you don't want to spend your money, don't.
Oh,
But if you do decide to get that family member that you don't like a gift, make it small, but make it cute. Like you could go to
mhm.
Five Below or you could go to Target and get something really nice. Get that candle, get that lip gloss. So
Amen.
if you're up for it, do it. And if you're not, then don't. And there's
Mhm.
no rule book to this gift giving thing. So quite frankly, if no one is gonna give you money to get them a gift, or if you don't want to spend your hard-earned money to get them a gift, then don't. because at the end of the day, once the day's over, once Christmas day's over, they're gonna go right back to what they do every day,
Exactly.
and it's gonna be fine. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I say it's up to the person. I don't think I've done it once. I wouldn't do it again because I felt like it backfired. But if
Mm-hmm.
you want to do it, go ahead. But I feel like the greatest gift that you can give somebody if you really don't like them that much and you don't want to spend money, a handwritten card.
Oh, come on, handwritten card. There you go.
There you
There
go.
you go. I love a handwritten card. Okay.
That's
Mhm.
it. So my next question and the last question, because we're wrapping things up, we've been talking about gifts for everybody else, and we've been talking about meeting the family, but we haven't talked about ourselves. So how can we treat ourselves this holiday season?
I think, first of all, everybody should get out the bed and give themselves a good round of applause, okay? Because we have gone through hell and high water the last, I don't know how many months, not only in 2021, 22. So everybody stop right now. Give yourself a round of applause because, baby girl, you made it. You understand? Like, you made it. Life has out here been lifing. So I, first and foremost, I say stop and congratulate yourself that you made it this far. Okay, we have definitely dealt with a panorama outside for the last 20 however many months. We are still here. So first and foremost, be proud of you. Be proud that you are still here. Congratulate yourself for every success you have had this year, every win. I don't care how big or how small, congratulate yourself there and treat yourself to something nice. It can be something as little as buying yourself the jacket that you want, or booking that vacation for yourself and saying, like, you know what, I'm taking this. Like, take a moment to say, what is going to be my Christmas gift to me? I don't think any of us think about that. Like, what am I going to give myself for Christmas? Write yourself your Christmas list and give yourself a gift. Like I said, it could be a jacket, be a vacation. It could be, you know what, I'm going to take myself out to dinner to that restaurant I've always wanted to go to. Or I'm going to get me and my girls, we're going to go out, we're going to celebrate, we're going to go out to dinner, brunch, whatever. Write yourself a Christmas list and get yourself a Christmas gift. First give yourself props, congratulate yourself, celebrate every win, and go and do something nice for yourself. A gift that you are giving to yourself. And I think that should be an annual thing. Every year, give yourself a Christmas gift. I'm about to start that. I'm about to take my own life. So it's okay. So that's what I would do. What would you do?
I agree with you. I feel like I've never got myself a Christmas gift. And I've
Me
been
neither.
making my own money and doing my own thing for a very long time. And I have not done that for myself. So I feel like anybody out there, make sure that you are pampering yourself. If you want that jacket, get that jacket. Maybe before you start making that list, give yourself a budget. If you know maybe you'll only spend $300 for yourself, or maybe you're only going to spend $50, give yourself a list of like 5 things that you really want. And like once the year, like the holiday season starts ending, you're like, okay, I'm going to get this. Or if it's not an actual item, maybe it's a service. Go get your nails done. Go dye your hair. For the new year, I'm treating myself to a dye job. Who knows?
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to do something different. So I feel like just taking care of yourself, or even if you decide like, hey, I'm going to get myself into therapy, that's going to be my gift to myself this year.
Mhm.
It doesn't always have to be an item. It can be a service. It could be something for your health. Maybe you decide that you're going to get that surgery that you need, or you're going to start
Mhm.
saving for a surgery that you need. Maybe you want braces and you're going to decide to start that journey. It doesn't always have to be a physical thing, but I feel like this year, especially because of the pandemic, we have seen that life is not always like destined, and you may not wake up tomorrow, like God forbid. So do things that make you happy. Do things for yourself, because one thing about everybody out there, y'all gonna do everything for everybody else, but forget about you. So make sure
Mhm.
you're focusing on you this holiday season. And that's what I think that we
That's
should.
amazing. Do something nice for yourself. Go get you a spot. Go do something. All right. I'm thinking about, what am I gonna get myself for Christmas? I'm over here thinking. All right. So I have one question for you. So now that we're talking about the holidays, my final question, and I want to ask Isis, we're talking about the holidays, talk about the new year. What are we looking forward to in 2022?
That's a good question. For me, I am really excited to change my look. I feel like I'm getting older, so I want to change my style up. I'm going to change my hair color. I'm going to cut it. So that's going to be number one, just focusing on like my outer self. And then I'm definitely happy to start working on my inner self. I feel like I'm going to start journaling a lot more often. My mother and I have decided that we wanted to like do therapy together. So we're trying to find like a family therapist. So that's really exciting. And for the new year, I feel like it would be this year was like a taste of what it's like with
Mm-hmm.
being lifted. So I feel like maybe next year will be a lot better. So
Mm-hmm.
just seeing what life will be like once COVID has died down a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
enjoying that. Vacation. I just bought a suitcase on Black Friday. You know, a little
Okay.
deal. I think
Okay.
that next year my goal would be to at least go to 2 different places. So just I feel like tapping into my adulthood. I'm no longer a teen. I'm 20 now. So just tapping into that, and I'm really looking forward to just being my young woman self, having fun in my 20s. So yeah.
Oh, oh, so proud of you. So proud of you. I forgot you did turn 20. Meaning you're turning 21 next
Yeah.
August. Look at that. Look at that. I'm proud of you, Isis. I think for me, 2022, I'm just looking, I set my goals for 2022 about a month ago, and I'm just looking forward to hitting my goals. Financially, I believe 2022 is going to be a rock star year for me, and there are things that I want to do, like shmoney wise, and I have a plan on what I want to get done, and I'm excited to execute that plan. And really, for me, I'm in this space where I'm focused on my legacy, my not only what I'm doing for women and girls and in my purpose, but my actual family legacy. Like, I'm already thinking about, all right, my grandchildren and my great grandchildren, and how can they say because our grandmother did this, she left us this. So, and my children and family. So that's really what I'm looking forward to for 2022, is really like taking the focus not on, like, really thinking about my bloodline, kind of say like what the generational blessings that I'm going to start from my bloodline, whether it's financially, and family wise, and really cementing that for them, thinking about them, and just being a generational curse breaker.
I love
So
that.
let's just focus on that. And I'm excited because like you said, I feel like 2021 was like a taste, but 2022 is like it's a big year for me. It's a very big year. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was good, Isis. Well, everybody, I hope you got encouraged. You took away something, you learned something. If you didn't set your 2022 goals and you don't have some sort of action plan with it, you behind. So go and set your 2022 goals. We do have a free goals class on our website on embraceyourlegacy.com if you do need help in setting your goals for the new year. But I really do hope that somebody walked away encouraged, enlightened. Again, if you are struggling during this holiday season, you are not alone. You are in our thoughts and our prayers. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. For everyone who supported Embrace Her Legacy in 2021, thank you. Shout out to y'all. And we look forward to like coming back in 2022 stronger, better, wiser, flyer, fiercer. That's not even a word, but I made it up. So I'm excited to see what 2022 has. So share this podcast with someone who you think could benefit, someone, just lift someone's spirits. And again, always be a woman who is committed to embracing her legacy. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Embrace Her Legacy podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, please make sure to subscribe and visit embraceherlegacy.com to make a donation or sign up to become a part of our community of volunteers and supporters, the Embrace Her Legacy Collective. Make sure you follow us at Embrace Her Legacy to get daily inspiration and join our movement. Thank you for listening, and remember, you're enough, you're worthy, and you're a phenomenal woman who embraces her legacy.